Everyone's Jackal Wolf back in Feed the Beasts Inferno with another tutorial Let's Play video. Last episode, we used the Nylium that we created with some of the warped funguses. We grew those up into warped trees. That way we got some warped wood. We then used that wood to craft ourselves a chopping block and a flint knife. And we used that flint knife to get us a little bit of straw. So lots of stuff going on with the last episode. This episode, though, we're going to jump back into the quest book. And as you can see, there's been a little bit of a change to the quest system. Version 1.3 came out just a little while ago, and basically it seems to have unlocked or revealed all of the quest paths. Same thing over here with the quest chapters. Previously, this was all hidden except for the ones that you've unlocked or were unlockable. But now, for better or for worse, they are all sort of viewable. So there is a little bit of a benefit here. It kind of gives you an idea what you're working towards. At the same time, you can also kind of jump ahead a little bit and see what's down the way. But I thought having them hidden was a cool little feature that kind of kept you on track, at least early on, giving you a little bit of structure so you're not getting too ambitious and jumping too far ahead. But for better or for worse, that's the way it is now. This episode, though, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the Furnace quest, the Boneless Bone Meal quest, the Despicable Dust quest, and then the Soulless Sand quest. Now, these all kind of go together, but they are fairly simple, so we're going to get through this one really, really quick, I think. But before we get started, now would be a great time to click on that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you're alerted every time I post a new video to my channel. Also, if you're enjoying this content, you want to support, click on the join button down below. Check out all the perks that are available for my community members. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff there. Also, you can check out my Patreon page. There's a link down below in the description. But enough about that. Let's get back to the video. So, like I said, we're going to go and do some quests this episode. First up is the Furnace quest. Using the Blackstone poking through the bedrock, I've been able to make a furnace. So, the quest is actually calling for a vanilla furnace. All we've got access to is Blackstone. So we can't craft a vanilla furnace the traditional way using cobblestone. What we're going to do is we're going to use the Blackstone that's available. So 8 Blackstone in a circle in a crafting table will get us a Blackstone furnace. But like I said, the quest is specific that it's got to be a vanilla furnace. So to make a vanilla furnace in Inferno, all we got to do is take this Blackstone furnace, plop it back in the crafting table. That gets us our vanilla furnace. And there you go, quest complete. Let's go place this in our world, open up our quest book, and collect our rewards. So for this quest, we get 8 charcoal, which is good because we got a furnace. We're going to need a little bit of that. And then 6 more of the smoked mushrooms. Now, one thing to keep in mind, we are able to break down the charcoal into the charcoal bits. This is super handy if you're only looking to smelt a couple of items at a time, or at least not a full fuel source's worth. So I've put 1 warp stem up there. It's going to go convert this into charcoal. It's only going to use 1 of those tiny charcoals to do that. I haven't wasted an entire charcoal piece just for 1 piece of wood. But next up, we're going to go jump over to the Boneless Bone Meal quest, make a composter. Now this one's very simple as well. It is simply the vanilla recipe to make a composter, which is the 7 wood slabs in a crafting table in a U shape, gets us a composter. Now if we go jump back into the quest book, you can see we get rewarded 16 bone meal and 2 wood hoppers. Now the only reason that I can think of that they would reward us with 2 wood hoppers is if they kind of want us to automate this composter, which is actually something I would probably do anyways, because if there's one thing I like about modded Minecraft is the automation. So to do this setup though, we are going to need 2 more chests. So chests in Inferno are simple vanilla recipes. 8 wood planks in a crafting table in a circle gets us a chest. So let's just go set up the automated system right here. We're going to start by placing a chest in our world. We're going to use one of those wooden hoppers. Then we're going to go place our composter on top of that. 1 more wood hopper going into the top. The composters don't work with the hoppers going into the side. It only works by pushing the items down into the top. And then we're going to go place a chest on top of that. Now all we need is some compostable items to run through our automatic compost system. If you're like me at this point, you've probably been spending a little bit of time growing up the warped funguses into warped trees, cutting down those trees, and then gathering up all that wart. There's not a whole lot you can do with the wart that's going to be useful. It is not too bad as a building material for temporary structures and stuff like that. But right now we're going to need some bone meal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go throw all of this wart up into our automatic compost system. And you see it's automatically pushing it down into the composter. As soon as it gets full, it's going to go turn that into a piece of bone meal, which is absolutely perfect. That's exactly what we want. And actually, I'm going to go grab one piece of bone meal because there's something we can use this bone meal for right away, and that's expanding out on our Nylium. Now, right now, I've got 1 block of Nylium. I could go through the process of making some more by using the Soulless Sand with the mushrooms to make the mycelium, then throwing that mycelium into the spirit fire. Or I could just place down some netherrack right next to it and then bone meal that netherrack, and it expands out the warped Nylium, much the same way that grass would be expanded on dirt. Now that brings us to our next quest, which is the Despicable Dust. Cooked up some bone meal and out popped this stuff. So what we're going to need is a little bit more bone meal. I'm just going to grab one because that's what the quest is for. We're going to go to our furnace, throw it up into our furnace. Again, using that tiny charcoal, I'm not wasting a full charcoal piece. And there you go. There is our vile dust. Super, super simple. Up into our quest book, our reward for this quest is 4 more vile dust. That leads us to our last quest of the day. That is the Soulless Sand quest. It seems I can burn vile dust and spirit fire to create sand. So we've been using this spirit fire quite a bit already. All I got to do is take this vile dust, toss it into the spirit fire, pick it back up again. There we go. There's our piece of sand. Open up our quest book. Our reward for making sand is 8 more pieces of sand. Now, the nice thing about this quest book kind of opening up like that is I know for a fact that this sand is going to come in handy when we come down here and we reach our smelting stage. That's because we're going to need a little bit of glass to make a couple of these items. So it's going to be handy to have sand in our world that we're not going to have to go out and try to find. But you know what? That's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. This was super simple, super straightforward, but it was on the quest path, so we kind of had to go over it. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything off of the quest path that you want me to kind of go over. I can certainly do a special video for that. But that's it for this one. I'll see you guys next time. Good.